Hi again, everyone. I'm Storm Shield Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony. Second half of the week, of course, is underway, and so we are going to talk about, in this edition of Weather-Wise, El Nino transitioning to La Nina. El Nino, the warming of the ocean waters. La Nina, the opposite, the cooling of the ocean waters, especially in the equatorial Pacific. And we can see that here, instead of dark reds, now we're getting this some yellows and oranges. So in that key area, the waters are cooling. In fact, they are 0.3 of a degree Celsius below average now. And so what does that mean for the United States? Well, we would consider this neutral conditions, the water temps being below average. 50 to 60% chance of a full-fledged La Nina forming by winter. But will it happen? Right now we're neutral, so I decided to look at what would happen if we stay neutral throughout the rest of the month of August into September. Well, if it does that, based on historical averages, we would have a warmer than average September and a drier than average September. Plus, maybe one or two bouts of severe weather, which I'll talk about in just a second. All right, let's expand this now to September, October, November. Let's suppose we don't go full-fledged La Nina. We stay neutral or into a weak La Nina. Well, this would tell us that we have the potential to have a dry autumn, like we did in 2005 and again in 2010, or an average autumn where we had average precipitation in 1992 and 2003. So I would say overall average to below average precipitation. What about the temperatures? A little more variability here. 2005, we had the 12th warmest autumn coming out of an El Nino into a weak or neutral La Nina. It was also pretty warm in 2010. And then 2003 was average to just slightly below average. In 1992, it was the 12th coolest autumn that we've experienced here in Green Country in those similar, well, on all time, but coming out of those conditions, we had the 12th coolest autumn all time with the average autumn temperature around 62 degrees. What about severe weather? Well, in 1992, we had 16 September tornadoes in Oklahoma, including several in Green Country. And then it quieted down. We also had one in 2005 that was not in Green Country. That was out in western Oklahoma. 2010, we had 3. So that's it for this edition of Weather-Wise, discussing La Nina versus El Nino. Of course, the weather pattern is still cycling. We'll begin a whole new weather pattern. We'll cycle beginning of October to mid-November. That will tell us what the winter looks like. But for right now, we'll go with somewhat of an autumn outlook based on the transition again from El Nino to La Nina. Have a great rest of your week, and make sure you check back here several times at KJRH.com for more Weather-Wise.